years ago when I was down in Florida, and I think me and you were doing a harmonica workshop at the Bamboo Room or something.
Yep.
And I was hanging out with your buddy Frank.
Mm-hmm. Frankie.
And he played me this cassette of you guys at a jam session, and you were blowing this like one of those Kimathon things.
Yep.
And it fucking floored me, man.
Thanks, man.
I'm not kidding you, man. It was like when I heard the ideas you were putting through the harp and your flow. I went, whoa, this dude is dangerous, man. I really did.
Listening to you and guys like you.
Yeah.
That was what it was. And that's what Pat never had. Like Pat Ramsey.
Right.
He never really had that.
Yeah.
And when he would do those shuffles, those harmonica shuffles, they were so rocked up.
Right. Well, that's from playing with Johnny Winter.
Yeah, it just didn't have that swing or that sense of sense of backbeat, right? Or one being.
Well, that's also the Southern rock thing too.
All right, that was the one thing I never really liked. A lot of Pat's rhythm sections, right? Now actually I know those guys, and now those guys are playing everything.
Interesting.
But when they were with Pat, they weren't. It was just raw.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I think, like I said, I think a lot of that kind of stems back to the Johnny Winter angle of things.
Right. But Johnny could play anything though.
What town were you in?
Well, I was in Potts Camp, which is just south of Holly Springs.
Yeah.
So Holly Springs.
Okay. Right.
So anyway, so David was
northern Mississippi.
Like Indian black dude. And he could have broke my arm. But anyway, I left that night after he fell asleep. I just packed up all my stuff in the middle of the night and left.
Did you go back to Memphis?
I went back to Memphis and stayed with Billy Gibson. I got a job in Jackson with a band called the Hounds that Fingers Taylor played with 6 months of the year.
Oh, yeah.
And then he was with Buffett.
Right.
So for 6 months of the year, I'd lose my gig.
Right.
But it forced me to learn how to sing.
Yeah.
And start my own band. And that's where I met Eric Deaton.
Okay.
And Eric is now playing off and on with the Black Keys. And and he also helped teach Cody and Luther North Mississippi style guitar from the North Mississippi All Stars.
What a trip! Your very first tours with Big Al. How did you meet those guys?
So Pat had given me the gig in '95, and I lost the gig in one weekend.
You're saying Pat Ramsey gave you that gig?
Big Al called Pat looking for a harp player, and I lost the gig because of drugs.
Wow.
In one weekend.
Wow.
And then years and years and years later, Al needed a harmonica player. I was living in North Carolina, working in treatment like we were talked about before, and Al called me and he said, I hear you're 3 years sober. And I said, yeah, I'm working in treatment. And he said, listen, it's $700 a week. And we work every week.
And where were they living? Were they in North Carolina?
Nashville.
Oh, okay. All right. Nashville.
So I drove to Nashville. I did a 1 week tour. My very first gig was on Emeril Lagasse show. The very first gig.
Whoa.
Yep. And I did a Super Bowl episode.
Was that in New Orleans?
New York City.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd they end up there?
All of Al's songs are about food.
Oh.
And Emeril loves New Orleans.
Oh,
and he had the restaurant.
Right.
And he had been in some little dive, and Big Al was on the jukebox, and the songs were about etouffee and crawfish.
So that got him going.
So they got on there, and it was funny. Al was hilarious because Emeril loved him because Al didn't care that he was Emeril. And Emeril was.
That's a typical star thing.
Yeah, and Emeril was cooking Cajun, and sometimes he would ask Al if something was right or whatever, and Al would just be like, "No, you're doing it all wrong," because Al really can cook.
Can he? Yeah,
I learned all my New Orleans culture roots and stuff
from those guys.
Yeah,
interesting.
They were into it because
So they were all from New Orleans?
No, just Al.
Okay.
And then the bass player is from Georgia and the guitar player is from Iowa.
Okay, wow, what a mix.
But Al, we would go to New Orleans all the time.
Okay.
And we would also bring, everybody in the band would bring coolers. And we would fill up the coolers with Boudin and Tasso and all kind and rabbit and
alligator. So they kind of got you addicted to New Orleans.
To the culture.
Yeah, the culture.
And it first started through food, and then when I found out about like Mardi Gras Indian culture, but mostly Mardi Gras Indian funk. Because like I liked Al and everything, but the music wasn't my bag.
Right.
At all. It was like side of rock.
I remember you kind of told me that. Yeah.
That my first time touring was rough. Like it was bittersweet. Because, like, here I was.
Now, was that the tour I met you on the one time we did a show together?
I don't know.
Yeah, we did a show together at the Baltimore, what was it, the Halloween, Baltimore Blues Society, Bucks County Blues Society Halloween show.
Oh, that was a great show. You were using the Sonny Jr. that was long, that had the eights.
Oh, was it?
On the floor.
Interesting.
You killed it that day.
Oh, I forgot.
You got mad at me after that, too, because I did an interview. And I'm going to get this straight, okay? I did an interview. Listen to this, y'all. This guy's touchy sometimes. Okay? I did this interview, and they asked me, they go, do you ever get any kickback for being modern?
Right.
And I said, yeah. I said, but I don't care about it. And they said, well, why? And I said, well, take the best traditional blues band
in
the
I
world.
do remember that.
And I said, and I listed you. And I listed you as the best traditional blues band in the world. Right. And then I said, and they draw 5 people. And I got an angry email from you.
I remember
the only
that.
part you heard was they draw 5 people. What you were saying is, I'm drawing 5 people too.
Well,
That's what I was saying.
The best part is, it's fucking true. I just didn't want to admit it was true. I knew it was true.
Thank you for saying that now.
I knew it was true. I just didn't want it out there.
I think I was polite. I think I said, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean that.
I just didn't want it out there. But the thing is, I mean, everybody knows nowadays that's been the truth forever.
Yeah, but I wasn't saying that traditional blues didn't draw. I was saying none of it is working, right? Like that I was saying
that's true, though.
And it was really a finger that was being pointed back at the Bucks County Blues Society, like, or any blues society of like, listen, you guys want to support this stuff, support it. Right. Don't tell me that like I'm ruining things if you're not going to support the shit that you think is the right stuff.
And that's the reality of the blues scene. It's like what we're talking about being a rebel if you're playing traditional blues.
Yeah.
It's like whoever thought it would come to that.
Right.
I mean, I never in a million years.
I am such a curmudgeon now.
Well,
right?
yeah,
I am.
You've joined the curmudgeon club. Congratulations, Jason. The young buck is finally a curmudgeon.
I'm leaving after my set. I stayed for like one song, and I'm like, what? I'm like, what are you doing?
What was that?
I stayed for one song of the next band after me, and I'm like,
oh yeah.
What?
Right.
Like, how is this even remotely blues?
I know.
Remotely.
Yeah.
Like, they're not even trying.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people don't anymore.
I know.
That's how come, like I say, I've kind of gone with if you can't beat them, join them. And I'm going psychedelic now. No, but I only
could go more.
The thing is, I'm going that only on a very limited basis.
No, you're going roots psychedelic.
I'm going roots psychedelic, yeah.
And you could go more. You got to go further out there.
Well, the thing is, I mean, part of what happens when you, and I'm sure you relate to this, when you change your style, you always have to consider, well, I don't want to alienate the audience that already comes to see me.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you mean.
Because I've had people show up, for example, at some of my flashback shows and go, hey, this isn't what I thought you were going to do, and it's like, they'll go, well, I like the stuff you do with Junior Watson or Anson, or, it's like, well, I do traditional blues when I'm playing with them. I do traditional blues pretty much any other thing that I do. This is just a sideline.
But see, I would take Kate to see the flashback show.
Would you?
Yeah, and she would be like, whoa.
Oh, good, okay.
And yeah.
And
I would be like, whoa.
Well, good.
Yesterday, I was like, whoa.
We'll try to whoa you some more tonight.
I can't wait, Mark. I love you, bro. I love the way you play. Yeah.
Well, I do remember.
And you have a bouncy thing.
I remember our conversation way back when you were with Big Al. I do remember that because I remember I was playing you old Fleetwood Mac stuff. Jamming. Yeah. I remember that because I was way into it. I had just gotten into it, and I was really sharing it with everybody. You, Kirk Fletcher, all these different people. And it was kind of like I always said to myself, well, I'll never play this because it's way too far out for what I do. Eventually, I kind of went, fuck it, why not?
More.
Yeah.
So with that group, it was a little bittersweet. Like, I remember opening one time for Piazza. and he had Henry on guitar. It was the first tour with Henry,
right?
And I'm back there and I'm listening to this stuff and I'm like, oh man, like God, I wish that's what I was doing, you know?
Yeah.
And like here I am finally on the world stage,
right?
And it's like, well, eat more crawfish, right? You know what I mean? And like, and God bless you, Al, if you're listening. And I was, and you know, and he had me dressed up in the suit.
Oh yeah.
He made me
you
cut
look
my.
Sharp, man.
He made. That's funny that aside
sharp.
from the hair, I'm back to the suits.
Gold suit.
I'm back to the suits.
Yeah.
Out of respect,
right?
For me,
right.
And my profession.
Right.
Plus, you put on a little weight. The suit looks good.
The suit looks good when you put on weight. Yes, I found that out myself.
Yeah. So like, anyway, it was a little bittersweet, and I remember Piazza came up to me, and I was crying backstage because first of all, the music was so good.